In 2012, India's vessel, the Sudarshini, was launched. This was a year that would see the premiere of the Hunger Games, as well as Gangnam Style becoming popular on YouTube with over 1 billion views. Sadly, we also have mass shootings happening at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, as well as at the elementary school in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. 2012 was also the year of what was supposed to be the Mayan apocalypse. This was a belief that ancient calendars would predict the end of the world happening on December 21st, 2012. It was a phenomenon that misinterpreted the ancient Mesoamerican long count calendar. When December 21st rolled by, the calendar simply restarted. In late October of 2012, we also have Superstorm Sandy hitting. It first hit the Caribbean and then worked its way up the mid-Atlantic area, ravaging parts of the United States. It was the largest Atlantic hurricane on record at that time as measured by diameter, with tropical storm force winds spanning over 1,150 miles.
So I'm Commander Ravikan Nanduri. I am the commanding officer of Indian Naval Sail training ship Sudarshini. My ship's name, Sudarshini, it has two different meanings. It is taken from the word Sundari, which is a Hindi word which means a beautiful maiden of the seas, and also an offshoot from Sudarshana. She was the stepsister of Gautam Buddha. She was a proponent of peace and tranquility. So that is what we wanted to bring to our ship by naming her after a person who believes in peace and also a beautiful maiden of the seas, because when you see my ship at sea in all her glory, when all the sails are set, she is a beautiful sight to behold. We started on the 20th of Jan from a place called Kochi, Kerala, which is on the southwest coast of India, and we have traveled almost 5 months to reach the shores of the United States. And on our journey, we have already crossed over 13,000 miles, touching 9 different countries before coming to the United States. So as you might have seen the other vessels from the foreign countries and the foreign navies which have visited this port, you would see that we are one of the smallest compared to the others in terms of size, length or even height. And we are the only vessel which has traveled from across the Indian Ocean. Rest of the vessels have come either from the Mediterranean or the Atlantic. So that makes us the only vessel which has traveled the farthest and the longest in terms of distance, the duration and the geographical location. We have been through the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, that's where we started from, then through the Gulf of Aden. From there we have crossed the Red Sea, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic. En route we have crossed the Sakres Sea. We are going to cross the North Mediterranean as well. And so that makes us crossing about 4 different water bodies which are the largest on this world. For my crew, this mission which we are on is called Lokayan. Traditionally, it can be divided into 2 parts. Lok means world and Yan means travel. Traveling about 22,000 nautical miles across 13 different countries. So for my crew to have reached all the way across 4 different oceans, traveling 13,000 miles and reaching the shores of United States, it is a validation of all the hard work and drive that they have put in. And it's a very good message for them as well, that even if you are small, even if you are not the biggest vessel in this world, you are the toughest and the meanest by traveling so far. For us, we are a sail training vessel, the heart of the ship is the bridge where the entire command and control of the ship happens. The position that you see me right now is the steering post where the helmsman of the ship, he steers the ship through and through. So once the sails are set or when the machinery is in place, he is the one who has the ship under his control. This wheel is about 50 years old and it has a beautiful history of having served in multiple ships of the Indian origin on a wooden sailboat as well earlier. In this ship, unlike the other ships that you have visited, we do not have an enclosed bridge. It is not covered on all sides through plexiglass or metal windows. We have open windows and an open bridge concept so that the officer or the cadets who are standing a watch in this bridge, they can have the feel of the wind from all 4 directions and they can understand whenever the wind changes its direction or its intensity, immediately the officer of the watch feels it and he maneuvers the ship accordingly to get the best possible winds in the sails. We want to teach the cadets not to rely purely on the machinery or the instrumentation, but to understand that nature, when utilized correctly, she can help you to reach from a place to place without any concerns. Currently, we are on top of the bridge where an officer of the watch, he or she stands a watch during her day at sea. They are the one who are responsible for the entire conduct of the vessel. The officer is responsible for the duration of their duty of the 4 hours, for the entire ship's evolutions, the ship's safety, the personnel safety, and the success of a particular mission or an evolution during the period. This position gives them a complete overview on a 360-degree scale all around the ship, where they can have an uninterrupted view of what's going around the ship. With me right now, we have got Sub-Lieutenant Riya. She has just joined on board the ship today. She's an under-trainee from the Indian Naval Academy who will be training with us during her course of 6 months in the first training squadron.
At the academy, we've been taught about all the theoretical parts, but here we're going to actually see what the seafarers face, what all opportunities we get, what all challenges we have to face, what all things we have to do and inculcate in ourselves to be the leaders tomorrow, because we'll be the leaders, we'll be sailing a ship, we'll be commanding people under us.
Anyone, honestly, anyone who steps on this ship, they are on Indian soil. So once they are on Indian soil, what we want them to take back from this experience when they come on this ship is the spirit of world is one family. We believe in the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means world is one big family. We do not believe in borders. The land divides people, the land divides countries. The oceans do not. The oceans actually unite everyone. We are on a diplomatic mission. We are trying to bridge the gaps that were encroached or trying to strengthen the bonds that we have with our friendly nations. India and US share a very good bonhomie and a very good relationship. For us to be invited to take part in the 250 years of independence of the United States, which is a historic moment in itself, that in fact gives a validation to the strengthening ties that India and United States have.